Chien-Pao is basically a solved deck at this point. Or is it? A lot of the lists you'll see are the same. It's 2 to 3 Chien-Pao, 3 Frigibax, 2 Baxcalibur, and so on and so forth. But there was an innovative new list that won at the 2024 Malaysia Championship. Shoutouts to Yungkai Jian. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but congratulations to them for the Malaysia Championship win with this very different take on Chien-Pao, which we're going to be covering today. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about their unique take on Chien-Pao EX. But first, we're going to start with Chien-Pao. It is a basic water Pokemon with 220 HP. It's weak to metal energy, or like metal Pokemon. And it's got the ability Shivery Chill, where once during your turn, if this Pokemon's in the active, you get to grab 2 basic water energy from your deck and put it into your hand. And you're going to need that to power up Hail Blade, where for 2 water energy, you do 60 damage for each water energy you discard off of your Pokemon. And if you've got a lot of water energy on the board, you can one-shot anything in the game. And in order to get that water energy on the board, we're going to be using Baxcalibur to accelerate it. Its super cold ability lets you accelerate as much energy as you want, water energy as you want, from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. And it's water energy, by the way. So Baxcalibur and Chien-Pao, best friends. Baxcalibur can just load all of the energy onto your Pokemon, and Chien-Pao can take those big swings. But one of the best things about this deck is that you don't necessarily have to power up Chien-Pao with Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur can also power up Radiant Greninja, which has the Moonlight Shuriken attack for 2 water and a colorless energy. You discard 2 energy and you do 90 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, letting you snipe out 2 smaller targets. And you can power up Iron Hands EX. Now, you can't accelerate the lightning energy to Iron Hands, but you can accelerate the water energy, 3 water energy to cover the colorless cost and amp you very much, which does 120 damage. And if you take a KO with this attack, you take an extra prize. And so whether you are up against big multi-prize Pokemon, Chien-Pao can take 2 prizes. If you're up against smaller Pokemon, Radiant Greninja can take 2 prizes. If you're up against a small Pokemon in the active, you can take 2 prizes with Iron Hands, making this one of the most versatile decks in the game. Now, it can be a pain setting up Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur is a stage 2 Pokemon, but we do have rare candies and Iridas to try and make that process a little easier. And there's a couple of innovations in this championship build that make it a little easier to set up. One of them being Rotom V, where if you're going first, in particular, if you're going second, you could as well. If you get Rotom V down at the beginning of the game, you can use its instant charge ability to draw 3 cards and it ends your turn. But on the following turn, you've got more cards to work with. And the biggest innovation in this deck is that we have gotten rid of the Bibarel line, and we're going with the Dunsparce instead. And it's got that runaway draw ability where once during your turn, you can draw 3 cards, and then you shuffle in this Pokemon and all attached cards into your deck. So you draw 3 cards, the Dunsparce and Dunsparce underneath all go back into your deck, and you can draw cards later. And there's a couple of benefits to the Dunsparce over a Bibarel. For one, Bibarel lets you draw up to 5 cards, but if you have 5 or more cards, you're not drawing any more cards. You can have more than 5 cards and still draw another 3 cards with the Dunsparce, which is great. Another benefit to the Dunsparce is that you can just keep this sitting on the bench. Unless your opponent goes out of their way to snipe this out, which oftentimes isn't the best way to go about it, you can keep this on your bench, and when you need that extra punch of cards, then you can just use the Dunsparce, draw those cards, and you're good. And another thing I love is that the Dunsparce has free retreat. And that means that after a KO, you can put Dunsparce into the active, and you don't necessarily have to worry about attaching extra energy on that following turn to then retreat, which is one of the weird, annoying things that Chien-Pao has to deal with. And you can just use Dunsparce, and whether you retreat with Dunsparce or you activate the Dunsparce runaway draw, you have a free retreat so that you can keep stuff on the bench until you absolutely need to. So really awesome options that are given to you with the Dunsparce and the Dunsparce. For Frigibaxes, we've got 1 copy of the 60 HP Frigibax and 2 copies of the 70 HP Frigibax. The 70 HP is here to prevent stuff like Dragapult's Phantom Dive, the damage counters, from instantly knocking you out. Also prevents the Sableye Lost Mine from knocking you out right away, like they can't take 2 Frigibaxes. But it's got 2 Retreat here. I hate the 2 Retreat on this card so much. But you are doing this in your best interest of protecting yourself against some of those really bad matchups. Some other things to note here, we only have 2 copies of Chien-Pao. This has always been a point of anxiety for me when I started seeing lists that only had 2 Chien-Pao. This was my first time trying a 2 Chien-Pao list, and it actually worked okay. I would consider, I think I would still prefer having only 3 Chien-Pao in my personal list, but 2 Chien-Pao does work. And it does make me a little concerned they only run 2 Super Rod as well, but it worked fine when I was testing it. Iron Bundle is a really cool tech. If this is on your bench, you can force your opponent to switch their active Pokemon to the bench and force something else into the active. In particular, this can be great for Iron Hands to knock out something for an extra prize that your opponent doesn't want to get knocked out. And then last but not least, we've got Lumineon V here with its Luminous Sign ability. When you bench it from your hand to the bench, you get to grab a supporter card of your choice, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Now, you are giving yourself some extra 2 prize liabilities with the Rotom and the Lumineon. Ideally, you're not playing any of them, but sometimes you might have to play one. There might be some weird cases where you play both. I personally haven't had to use both, but ideally, you only use one at most, and they are here in case of an emergency. For trainer cards, we've got 1 copy of Heavy Ball, lets you grab a basic Pokemon from your prizes and put it into your hand. We got 2 copies of PokéStop, lets you discard the top 3 cards of your deck, and any items that you find there, you get to put back into your hand. And this is a great card because we are playing a item-heavy build for Chien-Pao. 1 copy of Forest Seal Stone. Again, this isn't your usual Chien-Pao build. We've got a lot of wacky stuff happening here, and we can afford to run Forest Seal Stone because we are playing Rotom and Lumineon, which allows us to use Forest Seal Stone to grab a card of our choice from our deck and put it into our hand as our V-Star power. We've got 4 copies of Irida. This is a staple of Chien-Pao. Lets you search your deck for a water Pokemon and a item and put it into our hand. Oftentimes, this is going to be Baxcalibur with Rare Candy, but there are some other good combos as well. Prime Catcher is the A-spec of choice, lets you force your opponent's bench Pokemon into the active, and then you move one of your bench Pokemon into the active. And one of the cool things is that if you've got a Dunsparce on the board, you can Prime Catcher into the Dunsparce and then just retreat out into whatever attacker you want. So it's basically an item-based boss's orders. So really nice card to have here. 3 copies of Nest Ball to get our basics down. 3 copies of Capturing Aroma. This is an interesting choice from this player. Now, Ultra Ball is usually what players in Chien-Pao do because you get to thin your deck and draw more cards with Bibarel. We're going with the Capturing Aroma here because it lets you get basic or evolution Pokemon. It is on a coin flip, so that part kind of sucks. But in particular, you want the effect of putting the card in your hand so that if you're playing something like a Lumineon, you can go and put it into your hand and then get the effect of Luminous Sign versus a Nest Ball where you just don't get the effect. So Capturing Aroma, good for that. Also, you're not discarding cards when you play Capturing Aroma versus Ultra Ball, so you can keep your hand and hold onto your resources, which can be great. Bravery Charm is secretly an amazing card in this deck. Lets your basic Pokemon get them plus 50 HP, and up until the Dragapult match, which you'll see later, I never really thought about it much, like why do you want 270 on your Chien-Pao? But this can be great in certain matchups where you might put the Bravery Charm on your Frigibax, on your Dunsparce, so that Dragapult can't snipe those out right away. You can also put them on your Chien-Pao or your Iron Hands so that if they attack with Phantom Dive and they do 200 to Chien-Pao and then they try and gust around it so that they can use the damage counters to knock out Chien-Pao. They can't do that anymore if they've got the Bravery Charm. You push their HP to 270, and then all of a sudden 6 damage counters isn't enough to take the KO with the snipe. So really great tech against Dragapult with the Bravery Charm. 2 copies of Arven lets you get an item and a tool card from your deck. This can get you those superior energy retrievals. Can also get you that Forest Seal Stone or the Bravery Charms. 4 copies of Superior Energy Retrieval, discard 2 cards, grab 4 energy from your discard pile and put them back into your hand. After those massive attacks with Chien-Pao where you discard all that energy, you're going to use Superior Energy Retrieval to get all of that back. 2 copies of Super Rod, where you get to shuffle in 3 in any combination of Pokemon and Basic Energy from your discard pile back into your deck. 3 right now is the current standard for Chien-Pao. This is a little thin, so it does make me a little nervous, but it did work okay when we were playing here. It might be okay, especially now that I think Airy is not quite as popular as it used to be, but Super Rod, 2 copies here. I'd probably try and find a way to find 3 in here if you can. Rare Candy, we've got 3 copies of those. Lets you skip your stage 1 evolution, go from basic to stage 2. This is how we're going to get Baxcalibur set up. We have no Arctobax in the deck. Maybe you want to set that up. Gives you a little more protection against devolution plays, but we're going with just 3 Rare Candy. 1 copy of Roxanne, another sort of different take on Chien-Pao. When you've got 3 or less your opponent has 3 or more When your opponent has 3 or less prizes remaining, you can play Roxanne. Both players shuffle their hands into their deck. You draw 6 cards. They draw 2 cards. Can be a great way of disrupting their hand to get yourself back into the game. 4 copies of Buddy-Buddy Poffin. This is to get our basic Pokemon up to 70 HP on the bench, and this is going to be great for getting those the Frigibaxes and the Dunsparces onto your bench. 1 copy of Canceling Cologne, really clutch card to cancel your opponent's abilities, whether that is, most of the time you're going to be using this to cancel out Manaphy's ability so that Greninja can snipe, but this can also help you in cases where your opponent is playing something weird like a Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon or a Iron Thorns EX and they stop your Chien-Pao from drawing cards. Canceling Cologne can help you around that. And then 1 copy of Earthen Vessel, discard a card, grab 2 energy from your deck and put it into your hand. Last but not least, 8 Water Energy, 1 Lightning Energy for that Iron Hands. So that general game plan is that you want to get down at least 2 Frigibaxes on your first turn. You don't necessarily need to have Chien-Pao in the active drawing energy, but it can be nice. Bare minimum, you've got to get at least 2 Frigibaxes on the board. Turn 2, ideally you're rolling into Baxcalibur and then getting one of your attackers going, whether that is Chien-Pao, Iron Hands, or Radiant Greninja. And then having at least 1 Dunsparce in play is incredibly powerful. Then you can get the Dudunsparce, you get the free pivot, you get the potential burst of extra cards. And then if you need to, the Lumineon to grab you a supporter of your choice and a Rotom at the beginning of the game to help you draw extra cards when you're setting up. All right, let's get to these matches. I hate this Frigibax so much. I understand why they played it. It's the Dragapult defense, it's the Lost Zone defense, but the 2 retreat just kills me every time. A bonus clip? Maybe. Oh, against Raging Bolt 2? Okay, let's see what we can do. We'll go Capturing Aroma first. And Heads does nothing for us right now. We might just be dead. Okay, let's go see. Okay, we get a Buddy Poffin and not much else. Let's go Frigibax the Dunsparce. And do we hold on to the energy here? We might actually hold on to the energy. I don't think there's any value in attaching right now. At least we could potentially play the game now. Let's see what we can do. I have played this matchup before. It is annoying that I do find the Raging Bolt a little more consistent than Chien-Pao, but Chien-Pao can absolutely win this matchup. Chien-Pao's a weird deck. It's a popular deck, but it's one of the hardest decks to play. I find that every step of it is just like a really weird sequencing nightmare. And you just have to, you get rewarded for playing it a lot. Okay, they're going to go and, oh, they got the Sada. So yeah, this Frigibax is so dead. This might be a mistake right here. This actually happened the last time I played too, where they got rid of the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon. Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon walls off Chien-Pao. So it's totally possible to just cheese me out and attack with that over and over again. And Chien-Pao doesn't run enough gusting options to get around that consistently. So they're set up pretty nicely here. Yeah, hopefully off the Dudunsparce we can get some extra pieces here. I think we need, yeah, Chien-Pao rare, or we get Chien-Pao rare candy with the Irida. We draw cards with the Dunsparce, and then we try and get like one more energy from somewhere. Okay, they hit. That's fine. And ideally we get another Frigibax down. Actually, can't remember. I think we only have that one, so we might have to get that back. I think we prized one, the 60 HP one. Anyway, let's go see what we can do here. Okay. I think I actually want to play Irida first before PokéStop, so we don't PokéStop away the... And we're going to go into Dunsparce here, and let's go grab a Chien-Pao and a Rare Candy. And I think the sequence here is that we run away draw, we draw 3 cards. Okay. That's not gonna... We're gonna be short in energy still to get this KO. So let's go and draw 2 more. And hopefully we can draw into some energy. Like maybe we get energy in the discard pile here. Okay, there we go. So we get the KO. I think we also get a Frigibax here. Yes, yes we do. Okay. Now having to burn Superior Energy Retrieval on this does feel kind of bad. I think we're going to get rid of Buddy Poffin and Capturing Aroma. And let's go and grab some energy. And at least we get the KO, and then we'll have to figure it out on the following turn. And we'll hold on to that for now. We don't need any more than that. Let's go swing for 240. Okay. And now let's see what we can do. Get ourselves a Superior Energy Retrieval. That's nice. Because then we can Arven our way into getting that second Chien-Pao. And we have the free retreat from the Dunsparce. I love that for me. Yeah, thank you. Shoutouts to Killer7 Gaming for the codes. Congrats to whoever was able to get them. Oh, okay. They get an energy retrieval back, and that's good. They get some shoutouts to PokéTim. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, they're going to swing again. Like, they're almost certainly going to take this KO, which is fine. I think we just have to keep pace and keep knocking them out. We have the energy for it. We just have to get the Chien-Paos in back. Keep the Chien-Paos rolling here. Especially if they're not putting Bravery Charms on their stuff. This becomes pretty easy. I might actually want a Super Rod first. Get that Chien-Pao back in. Okay. I love having the free retreat on the Dunsparce. And the Dudunsparce draw is really helpful as well. Okay. We can go and grab... That's 4 energy. There's a lightning. I think we're going to Super Rod back in the Chien-Pao and the Frigibax. And let's leave the energy in there for now. I don't think we need that right this second. So Yeah, we have the superior energy retrieval for that. And we will go Arven for, like, Nest Ball and... Do we just go Bravery Charm? Like, Forest Seal Stone's cool, but I can't do anything with that right now. So, Bravery Charm might also not be that great because they can just... They can probably just blast through that, but let's see. Let's go and retreat into Chien-Pao. And let's go thin. I think there's a little bit of energy left in the deck. Yep. So we don't have the superior energy retrieval right this second, though it might not be a bad idea to do it. Let's go and PokéStop here and see what we can grab. We get the rare candy. That's actually nice. We get ourselves a second Baxcalibur. And I think we actually hold on to the Bravery Charm and the basic energy, not so much for the... So that we have cards to discard to superior energy retrieval. So let's go and take this KO here. And we'll have to figure out how to get another attacker on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, Chien-Pao is such a weird deck to me. It always feels like I'm flying by the seat of my pants. Of just like, how do I make this work? And look, if they get a charm on any of these Pokemon, like we have the out to Chien-Pao here, but how are we getting the last bit of energy? And we're gonna get 4. If they don't, yeah, so they don't disrupt our hand, which is great. If they get a Bravery Charm, that's gonna make things weird. So that's what this comes down to. Because we have Ogre's Mask. Weird. That's a weird tech. 8. All our water energy is in the discard pile right now. So unless we get... I guess we... Oh, yeah. We just superior energy retrieval. Yeah. I don't think... I think with the energy retrievals... 1, 2... I think we can do it. I think we can do it. We Chien-Pao superior energy retrieval. I guess even Super Rod would do it. Chien-Pao Super Rod gets us 6 energy, and that should be enough. So a couple ways of going about it. So I think we're fine. And the Dunsparce did actually help a lot. At least we did get that extra punch of cards from the first Dunsparce, and then this other one has just been a free retreat the whole time. So there's the Bravery Charm. That was the thing I was concerned about. But I think we'll be okay at this point. We Irida for either Super Rod or a second superior energy retrieval, and we should be good. I should have also double-checked to see that if we have... If we didn't prize one of the Chien-Paos. I don't think we did, but there is the odds. There is the chance that we did. So let's go and Irida here. And yeah, we have our second Chien-Pao. And we can grab a Super Rod. That throws 2 energy. It throws a bunch of energy back in. So we should have this game on lock. So let's go and Super Rod back in a bunch of energy. 1, 2, 3. I don't actually think we have to get that much. But that's fine. Let's go and retreat into the Chien-Pao. We'll grab 2 energy here. And then you know what? I'm gonna give them the. we're gonna PokéStop here. Just see like, oh, you got a Canceling Cologne. That's too bad. We'll go throw a Bravery Charm. Okay, now let's go and finish this off. We get rid of Heavy Ball. We get rid of Canceling Cologne. We go and grab our 4 energy. And they should scoop right now. I mean, they might be letting us finish this out, and that would be nice. I would be scooping right now, but that's fine. If they're gonna let us sit through this and swing for a massive 360 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there we go. Taking the win. against probably the most popular deck online, the Raging Bolt Ogerpon. And there we prize the Prime Catcher. Crazy. Yeah, Raging Bolt Ogerpon is a very strong deck and can one-hit KO stuff, but Chien-Pao can too with, well, kind of more steps. The trade-off is that Chien-Pao is a little more versatile into single prize decks in that it has Iron Hands and it has Greninja. So that's kind of the trade-off there, where Raging Bolt is very much, it's an easier deck to play, but it does struggle against some single prize decks. Chien-Pao has options against those, but it is a little more hard to set up. And we were kind of flying by the seat of our pants there for a lot of that game. Like, it wasn't always clear what the next turn was going to be, but we were able to draw into the cards that we needed to. I think we sequenced that pretty well. We were able to make great use of the Dunsparce and the Dudunsparce. Having that free retreat option made it a little easier for us to conserve our energy so that we didn't have to burn extra energy to get Chien-Pao or whatever attacker into the active. And we getting that extra burst of cards in the middle of the game there was nice as well. So definitely some merits to this build. GG's. We're going to go with the Greninja in the active. And hopefully we can hit some... Oh, it's Lost Box. Okay. Okay, we get the Frigibax down. Let's go and see what we can grab with the Heavy Ball. We do get a Rotom. Now, Rotom could be a little bit of a problem benching in this matchup. Let's go and conceal cards. Try and get some pieces here. And actually gonna try Capturing Aroma, and let's try and get like oh nope, that's not what we were looking for. We'll grab a Baxcalibur now, just in case. Probably not the end of the world. Okay, that gets us plus 50 HP, and that actually prevents Frigibax from getting knocked out by Cramorant in case they do some wacky stuff here. There we go. We should be able to attack on the following turn. I don't know what we're hitting yet, but... yeah, potential Greninja attack right now would be nice. If we get, say, Earthen Vessel with, like, Arven, Item Tool, and then something else. And let's see if they get a Manaphy down. Okay, I'm guessing with the Jet Energy, this is Lost Tina. And if so, we could be okay. How many in the Lost Zone so far? I haven't. Okay, they played some Colress. They're probably going to swing into a Greninja or a Rotom here. Let's see. Probably get down. Oh, they get the Manaphy down. That's unfortunate. Yeah, they just swing. Can we Canceling Cologne here? That would be nice. Oh, snap! Speaking of the devil. Okay, we get the... Now, how is this going to work? Because we don't have enough energy for the retreat shenanigans here. If we Arven for... what? Earthen Vessel and a Forest Seal Stone? Oh, yeah, hold on. Yeah, I think we have the pieces. We have the superior energy retrieval as well. So if we go and conceal cards... Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's go conceal cards. I think we have it. Let's go Buddy Poffin down, a Dunsparce, and a Frigibax. And let's actually go with the 70 HP one at this point. Just give us a little protection. Oh, and that gives us the free retreat. Okay, fantastic. So we will go in with the Earthen Vessel Forest Seal Stone. That gets us some extra pieces. Actually, could we do an Iron Hands play right now? I don't think we can. Earthen Vessel, Forest Seal Stone. Earthen Vessel gets us... Yeah, do we want the Iron Hands play instead? Or do we snipe out the... I think we snipe out the two Comfeys is what I would prefer. So if we Prime Catcher up... And let's go slap the Forest Seal Stone on the Rotom. I don't actually think... Okay, So let's play this out. We go Manaphy, Dunsparce. There's only 2 energy. Okay, let's go and retreat the Dunsparce. Let's play the Canceling Cologne. I will play... We'll get rid of this Buddy Poffin. We get 2 energy. Now, I actually could have Iron Hands'd here. We're actually going to lose the Irida here, too. Oh, they just scoop! GG's. GG's. Yeah, we would have been able to get the snipe there, take out the 2 Comfeys, give them a really hard time of hitting that next step in their lost zone, and they just decided to scoop. So we could have also gone for an Iron Hands play there if we really wanted to. I don't necessarily know if that would necessarily be the play, right? We take 2 prizes with an Iron Hands, but then they still have potentially a Comfey, could get up to 7. They could get themselves a Giratina set up and blast away the Iron Hands, and then it's even. So going with the Greninja play did seem like the better play in the end, being able to take out the 2 Comfeys, make it a lot harder for them to get to 7, and we take the win there. GG's. Oh, this is Dragapult? Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Your main ones are Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Unite, and Pokemon Go. Okay, cool. Who's your main in Pokemon Unite? Unpopular opinion, Arceus was a little boring. I vehemently... Get out. Get out. I love Legends Arceus. That was arguably... I think right now, for me, my favorite mainline Pokemon games are... And Arceus might not be mainline, depending on how you slice it. I think if Pokemon Scarlet and Violet wasn't as buggy as it was, then that would be my favorite. Okay, we get the second Frigibax. That's cool. Now that I found in this matchup, having played it, I think in this matchup specifically, you need to have 3 Frigibax down. Otherwise, you are cooked. Okay, let's go and get the... do we actually go and get a 3rd Frigibax here, and then with the Buddy Poffin, we get down to... We might actually do that. Okay, let's go and put down 3 Frigib... The problem is, Dragapult can boss up a Baxcalibur and then snipe out a Frigibax, and then you're just cooked. Oh, man. And we lost the... Okay, we hit Tails. Let's go and get a Chien-Pao, but I'm not going to put it on the board right now. And we're going to attach energy to this Frigibax in the active. Oh, hold on. We're going to use the Collect attack. Okay, Greninja's good. Greninja's good. Hopefully we can get something here. And Dragapult can be a temperamental deck, I have found. So there could be opportunities to... Like, if they're slow to set up, we could be okay. Ooh, Rare Candy could be problematic. Let's see. Unfortunately, we do have the 60 HP Frigibax on the bench. If we can, that's the one that we want to turn into Baxcalibur first. They're gonna get a Dragapult here. Almost certainly gonna get a Dragapult here. This is the matchup that put people off on Chien-Pao, because this is a tough matchup. I've played it a couple times, and the fact that Dragapult can take out a Frigibax and a Baxcalibur in one turn is really tough. And if they've got a Psychic Energy in... Oh, no! Okay. This might not be the worst. Let's see, though. They could have it here. Yeah, if they can switch the Manaphy out, we are in trouble. Like, big, big trouble. If they can't, then this could be okay. I don't think we're going to be able to knock out the... Oh, no. Yeah, they're going to switch out, and then we're going to get blasted. Lose 2 prizes. Mewtwo. Mewtwo. One of your Pokemon. Limit Break. I don't... That's a weird card I've not seen before. Oh, no. Yeah, we're so cooked. They take out the one in the active. They probably snipe out the second Frigibax is probably how I would do it. Yeah, they're just toying with us at this point. And I'm not sure how we get back here. Like, we can do some damage on Dragapult, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be enough. Yeah, attach to Manaphy, retreat, and blast away. Oh, they didn't get it. They didn't get it. Okay. Okay. What do we want then? Right? I think we have to go in with... I think we go in with... Should we have used... Oh, yeah, we have to use Nest Ball for Chien-Pao. And if we go, we have to go Baxcalibur Rare Candy here. I don't think there's any point in hitting the Manaphy here. We might want to burn Prime Catcher now to knock out this Dracloak, at which point it's just a matter of knocking out this Dragapult. And assuming they don't have Defiant, they might have Defiance Ban. Let's go and Prime Catcher up the Dracloak. We'll Shivery Chill. Grab some energy. Attach those with the backs. And I think we'll... Yeah, let's go Capturing Aroma. If we hit heads, we can use the Dunsparce and draw some cards. At which point we get an extra burst of cards, and they can't snipe this out off the bench. Actually, we could even just leave it here as well, because they're not going to be able to KO it. Ooh, losing the Lumineon does suck, though. Do we just leave the... I think we... Yeah, if we're just knocking out the Dracloak, I think we leave the Dunsparce on the bench, and we just swing. So let's go and get rid of this energy and this energy. We'll knock out the Dracloak. And then it's just a matter of knocking out this Dragapult and getting enough energy to do that, which I think we should be able to do. Now, let's see. Do they have the Defiance Band to take this out? And it's not the end of the world if they take out this Chien-Pao. Thankfully, we're in a good spot. We have the Irida. Now, they might play like an Unfair Stamp or something like that. And that would be bad. But right now, we're in a pretty good spot to potentially take out the Dragapult. We get 2 more energy here. We have 2 in the discard pile already. We have Irida here for like an Earthen Vessel play. We've got our triple Frigibax. Oh, there's the Iono. So that does suck. That does suck. Energy Retrieval's good. PokéStop's good. Bravery Charm actually does give us a little bit of defense against, well, both Dragapult and 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we still get the KO, right? 1, 2, 3. We already have the 1 energy on there. We grab 2 more. Yeah, and good thing we saved the Dunsparce, so that helps us draw even more cards here. So let's see what they attack. I would probably... Do they put it on the Baxcalibur? Probably not, right? If they're going to need 3. Okay, sure. Okay. If we put the... Oh, yes. Okay, let's go and grab some energy here with the Chien-Pao. That gets us 4. We have superior energy retrieval. I'm actually going to... Do I? I still don't necessarily have to Dunsparce right now. I could Arven for a... what? Arven for Earthen Vessel and an item and a tool, another Bravery Charm? Or do we Dunsparce for 3 cards and hold on to the Arven? I think we play the Arven right now, and we get a Earthen Vessel. Yeah, we just get the Earthen Vessel. So hold on, there is 2 energy, 3, 4, 5. I think Earthen Vessel is the correct play. I could be wrong. I don't think we'll need Canceling Cologne, so I think we can get rid of that. And the PokéStop, okay. Yeah, let's go and get rid of Canceling Cologne here for more energy. That's all our energy now. So we need how much? 2, 3, 4. I think we need 6 on there, because 6 times 5 is 300. It's 30. I don't want to play... Actually, yeah, we're going to put the Bravery Charm on the Chien-Pao. In case they try and do like a snipe play, they can't do that anymore. So let's go and Hail Blade for 360. We get ourselves a free retreat. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. They could still boss up the Baxcalibur here. That would be a problem. Boss up Baxcalibur. They at least can't knock out the Chien-Pao right now. So I do like the Bravery Charm in that regard. And I do like having the free... the Dunsparce as a defense. Ooh, they lost the Devo play would have been really sick here for them. Radiant Alakazam could mess things up. Yeah, you're right. Rescue board, Rare Candy. So they've probably got another Dragapult on deck here. Get rid of Turo Scenario. I don't hate that for them. Having to smash through 3 Dragapults is kind of brutal here for us. But this is a deck we can do that. The Bravery Charm actually coming in really clutch. I like this scenario right now. I never really thought about it. I didn't really think about just the way the math works out with this deck, and like the way they built it with the Arvens and the Forest Seal Stone, and like you're gonna grab tools anyway. But the way this is panning out right now, this is really nice. So they are gonna get Dragapult out at this point. Oh, they must have a Dragapult already in hand. I would imagine. Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, they're just going to go in with the Dracloak. I get it. I get it. That could be a problem for them. I would go in with the Iron Hands at that point and take 2 prizes off this Dracloak if they're going to just try and cheese me out with a 2-prize KO. Yeah, they're going to go in with Dracloak. Okay. Assuming we have Iron Hands in the deck still, and it's not in the discard pile or anything like that. I don't hate that move for them, but And do we still have Prime Catcher or some sort of... Oh, we used Prime Catcher. Okay, I think we're still fine. I think we're still fine. We can Super Rod back in Chien-Pao if need be. But now that the Dunsparce is actually awesome here, that gives us some extra cards. It gives us the retreat. They Dragon Headbutt for 70. They give us an Iron Hands play here. That's kind of awesome. 8 energy. Yeah, we're going to put a Chien-Pao and some energy back into the deck. So let's go with the Dunsparce, and let's make sure Iron Hands is in here. Actually, let's Heavy Ball. Heavy Ball is perfect, actually. So there's a... Oh, one of our Baxcaliburs is trapped. That's kind of scary. Good to know, though. Good to know. And one of our Superior Energy Retrievals as well. Okay, so Iron Hands should be in the deck, and I think that is the correct play. We still have a Chien-Pao, and that's all we need. So at which point I would probably go... Actually, let's go and Runaway Draw here. And draw 3 cards. Great. We go in with the Iron Hands. And we Superior Energy Retrieval. Is it worth... I think it might be worth putting a Dunsparce down. Like, they might snipe it out. But it does give us some more protection, and... I think we play the Dunsparce. Okay. And let's go Superior Energy Retrieval. The Buddy Poffin. And I think the PokéStop here. And let's go and grab some energy. And we could Super Rod back in a bunch. And I think we do. Let's go and attach with the Iron Hands. And let's go Super Rod back in. What? Lumineon might be okay as well, actually. Lumineon plus the 2 energy. Yeah, we don't need a Chien-Pao. And let's go... Actually, no, we're not going to PokéStop at this point. I should have done the PokéStop first. We'll amp you very much. Take 2 prizes. Okay, we get the Baxcalibur. Let's see, do they have it? There is no 4 prize play for them on the board. There's potentially a 3 prize play. If they have Defiance Band, they go Iron Hands and the Dunsparce, and then we're in trouble. That would be horrifying. Oh, they just get Super Rod. Okay. We have to finish this with a Chien-Pao. At this point, we have to finish this with a Chien-Pao. Let's see. It's interesting they went in with the Dracoloak. I guess they assume they've got Dragapult ready. Otherwise, you wouldn't go in right now with it. Yeah. And they snipe out the Dunsparce. That kind of sucks. Do they have any other... This is kind of annoying because we do put ourselves in an awkward position. We have to knock out this Dragapult in order to win. Have to. I guess if we could get down... If we can get down a... what's it called? The Iron Bundle. Iron Bundle would also win us the game right now. So yeah, they're going to take out this Dunsparce. Oh, they're just going to soften it up? That's weird. Okay. Again, Bravery Charm is going to help us here. Oh, they just scoop. GG's. And we had the Chien-Pao there, ready to go. I don't know if we necessarily had game guaranteed, but they were in a pretty bad spot at that point. We would have been able to, I think we had a bunch of pieces there. We could have Roxanne them down. We would have had the second Baxcalibur rolling and attached a little bit of extra energy. But that's probably Chien-Pao's worst, one of, if not the worst Chien-Pao matchup. And I think there were some really cool things we were able to do to make that not as bad, from saving the Dunsparce so that we could draw cards when we needed it after we got our hand disrupted, from the Bravery Charms, which screwed up their mat so they couldn't just like hit at a Chien-Pao or an Iron Hands and then gust that off the bench and then snipe it out later. Some really cool options this deck has against a Dragapult that are thinking a little bit outside of the box there. So really good win for us on that one. GG's. There we go. That is a look at Chien-Pao, the build that got first place at the Malaysia Championships. Shoutouts to Yunkai Jian for the win and the cool and different list. Again, I'm not entirely sure if this is better than the Bibarel variants that we've seen. It definitely has some pros. It definitely has some cons. And I think it's going to be a matter of preference which one you prefer. There are aspects of this build in particular that I really like. I really like the free retreat. The Bravery Charms actually give you some really cool defenses against the Dragapult builds. And I like this one a lot. I don't know if I can say one way or the other, but I think it's awesome that players are continuing to innovate and try different ideas and show that other things can work. I think that as a community, we can get stuck at times of we find a good build and then we just stick with it and we just run it over and over again. And Chien-Pao is probably one of the most solved builds in the game. And here we are. We found a build that is different from what we're used to seeing, and it did great. So yeah, shout outs to them. And I just encourage all of us as a community that I know there's a lot of talking that this is probably a separate video and maybe we'll make a separate video out of it. But I think that the moral of the story is that we as a community should continue to try and innovate, find new ideas, and don't be afraid to try different things, because we don't always know what's going to. I think we know a lot of what's going to work, but there are some tweaks and optimizations we can make that open up our worldview on what's possible in the game. And every now and then we see stuff like this where it potentially changes the game. But for now, I got to get going. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to play some more. But for our YouTube friends, we got to get out of here. So before we go, you can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at @InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at @InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.